Dear colleagues, good evening. Probably for some of you it's still daytime, and for some of you it's late night. So I see some of our guests are asking for the sound. So let's check our sound and see if everything is fine. I see Dmitry Slusar gave me a like, meaning there is sound. Okay, friends, in this case, we can start our today's meeting. Dear friends, you don't have to give me tens or pluses anymore. I've checked the connectivity. It's okay. So, colleagues, right from the start, I would like to ask you a question. Did you watch the last week's meeting? I know that most of you attended live, but I think some of you watched the recording of that meeting. So Gennady says, I watched it. Do you still have questions regarding the topic that I covered last time? Whether all the items on the agenda covered by me about the stages that the string technology is, and we were talking about whether it is still a venture project or investment project. So do you have still questions about it, or do you need from me still clarifications? Because I did my best in covering the entire topic with all the facts and details. But if you still have questions, we can take them, discuss them, and then today we can move on to the topic that I planned to discuss with you today. So let's do it this way. If you don't have questions, give me a plus. And if you do have questions, write those questions in the chat, and then I will gladly answer those questions. So most of you gave me a plus, but I see one question. HP is asking, why do we have to sell 120 billion pre-IPO shares? We bought the tech. What do you mean by tech? So it wasn't about 120 billion shares. It was 70 remaining billion remaining pre-IPO shares left in one of the holdings. So we didn't build the technology. So tech, you mean technology. So technology isn't built, technology is implemented. And talking about our technology that we co-own together at this particular stage, we have several, let's say, reasons why we are still considered a venture project. First, it's the source of funding of the project to help it go to the market, and also the maintenance of the engineering team, which is the core factor in our technology. And last time I covered it at length. And there are a couple of other reasons. So we weren't talking about 120 billion shares yet to sell, but 70 billion pre-IPO shares that were allocated for sale. So we're talking about still free 70 billion shares that can be sold. Plus, remember the shares that are owned by Dr. Nitsky himself. So if we assume that at some point in time, Dr. Nitsky will want to sell his own shares to raise more funds and then use that money as the owner of the technology, he can use them to reinvest them into his own business, into further funding of the business. Then probably there will be more pre-IPO shares for sale. But for now, we have 70 billion remaining pre-IPO shares for sale. I repeat, currently, Dr. Nitsky is not selling his own pre-IPO shares, only for some promotions. For example, last time it was for the conference on non-rocket space industrialization. So the shares that were sold for this conference, for the ticket, were shares owned by Dr. Unitsky himself, and the funds raised from the sale of those shares were used to maintain the operations of the GTI. So there's a question from India. When will be start dividend? That's how the question was asked. Well, as for the dividends topic, I answered that question so many times. There is official information on the GTI website, and we know that dividends or remuneration will be paid from the profits of the company if, based on the financial performance for 2025, there is net profit. So basically, we will know whether the company ended the year with a positive financial performance once the financial audit is over. And usually it takes 6 months in the next year to know, to do the audit for the previous year. So the year ends on the 31st of December, and within 3 to 6 months, the company has to go through the financial audit by an independent specialized company. And if the audit shows that the company made a net profit, then based on the financial performance of 2025, dividends will be paid. I think this is crystal clear now, should be crystal clear. And I see other questions related to the transition to the updated, rebranded platform Micron Global, and which is the today's meeting topic. And my speech will contain answers about the transition to the new platform. So as far as the previous meeting is concerned, I think there are no questions left. Okay, friends, in this case, we can start our today's meeting. Today, we are going to talk about how we're going to do that transition, how the RSW systems will work after the website of the Micron Global website platform is launched. So let's start with the basics. The RSW systems platform is a pioneer in raise funding for the string transportation technology, and most investors funded string technologies through RSW systems, and they have an account there, regardless of the fact that they might be working with other platforms that work with GTI. And once the Micron Global platform is launched, RSW systems will not stop working, It will still be accessible to the users to see their extracts from the registry, from the shareholders registry. In other words, you will have access to your back office, but you will not see the news feed. There will be no news feed, and there will be no opportunity to make new purchases, new investments. New investments will be possible to be made only on the new platform. So this is what you have. The list of what you won't have on the old platform is to read the news. You won't be able to read the news. There will be no news feed. News will be given on the new platform. Second, you won't be able to make new investments on the old platform, but all the obligations that investors have, for example, installments plans, will still be available on the old RSW systems platform. We won't be transitioning your installment plans to the new platform in order to avoid any kind of technical failures and some technical problems. So we will give you the opportunity to close your installments, to pay off your installments on the old platform, the installments that you currently have unpaid. Second of all, the registration on the Micron Global platform is entirely voluntary, and every partner who would like to keep developing their partnership network will be able to do so, because the Micron Global platform will give you a wonderful chance to do so. It will give you an exclusive opportunity to all of our existing investors, RSW Systems clients, and new clients who will become investors into the string transportation technology, and to those who will want to build their own career and to participate actively in building their networks and to participate in the partnership program, will be able to take advantage of the updated platform. So for now, dear colleagues, stop asking your questions because most probably many of your questions will be answered in what I'm going to tell you. Okay? So in order not to distract me from what I wanted to tell you, and in order not to distract other guests of our platform, so for now, please stop asking questions. So regarding our active partners and registrations in general, transition will be entirely voluntary. It will be up to you whether to register and whether to be an active partner or not. But even if you think or you consider yourself a passive investor, well, by passive investor, I mean investors who invested just in UST and are waiting for their returns. If you consider yourself a passive investor, I still recommend you register on Micron Global for the simple reason of being able to follow the developments in the UST, and probably eventually you'll want to become an active partner and not just a passive investor. And for you, it will be a good opportunity not to delay and start and be on board with us, do crowd investing with us. After you launch the platform, your personal data will be automatically transferred to the Micron Global from RSW Systems, and all of your extracts from the shareholders registry up till this moment will also be handed over, transferred to the new platform. So you will have the opportunity to see your current status, you will have access to your previous investments and pre-IPO shares, but also you will have access to the old platform, RSW Systems, and you will see your personal investments both in RSW Systems, and if you register on the Micron Global platform, also on the Micron Global platform. So colleagues, as for the discount 600 to 1, such discounts will also be moved to the new platform. You will still have this opportunity because based on the terms of that deal, you will be able to take advantage of that discount until the fundraising is finished. So you will have this privilege. You will never, no one is going to take that privilege, that discount from you when you transition to the new platform. So I saw that question in the chat. Now I have answered that question. Next, friends, as for the investments from different regions, because in the last couple of days, there was a question about the possibility to invest from the United States, from the Russian Federation, and other countries. On our website, there will be a disclaimer made regarding what countries we won't be able to work with. There will be a list of countries that we won't be able to work with. In the near future, we won't be able to work with investors who are citizens of the United States, who have United States citizenship. But that issue will be solved next year. And we will also be able to work and with the US nationals. We will allow US nationals to invest too. As for the investors from Russia, in the near future, we will give a full answer to that question, but I think, friends, that the opportunity to work with our platform will be available to Russians as well. However, this is not yet final answer. Our lawyers are working on this issue in order to make sure that everyone can be happy and everyone can both invest and be an active partner in the partnership program. We are interested in working with all the regions where our investors are from and where there are people who are interested in making sure that the UST technology evolves. So, colleagues, I have a question to you. I see questions in different languages. You all have access to Google Translator. So please use Google Translator to translate your question into Russian and then copy paste the Russian translation into the chat. And I will be able to answer your question without having to do it myself. So write your question in the Google Translator, see the answer, the translation in your language, and copy paste it in the chat. Because I won't don't have time to copy paste your questions in your language and put them in the Google Translate and then read it out. So I ask you kindly to do it yourself, and I will read the translated question. As as for the financial matters, many of you right now in your back office probably have bonus funds. Probably you have funds on the main account. So right now you still have an opportunity to use that funds to purchase the pre-IPO shares on the current terms using the current promotional discount, rebranding discount, where the discount goes as high as 144. So for you to have everything working fine, so some of your partners probably would like to purchase more shares at the current discount. You can take this advantage of this opportunity so you don't have any negative feelings that you didn't do it before the promotion is over, and so that you don't ask the support to extend the promotion because you didn't have time to purchase a package that you wanted to purchase. The current promotion has been in force for quite some time now. It will still be in force until the launch of the platform. Next Saturday, I'm going to give you the exact date and how it's going to happen. We've done the final testing of the platform, the technical side of it. There are some still troubles that need to be adjusted, problems that need to be solved. And now we would like to make sure that once we launch this platform, we do it flawlessly. So you don't, dear partners, you do not have any discomfort and enjoy a good working platform. So next Saturday, I'm going to give you the exact date of the launch of the platform. We're getting ready for it. So Sonu Kumar is asking when a project has started in this or another country. Could you please tell me how does it relate to the current topic? So we have regular news published on the development of the string transportation technology, and all of the information about commercial projects is published. In which country, where, when, at which stages different projects are. All that information is on the official website, both ours and the engineering website. So why would you ask this question in the chat when right now we're not talking about UST anymore per se? We are talking about the transition from one platform to another. So why would you ask a question that is completely out of the topic? So colleagues, I have a question to you. Please be more responsible and more kind of on point. So you're asking when will the project's construction start? So I'm not going to answer that question. This is really not the topic of today's meeting. So there is a question, is there an opportunity to withdraw money from Russia to Kazakhstan? I don't know what you mean to withdraw money from Russia to Kazakhstan. We're not a Russian platform. We're not a money transferring platform. So if you have bonus funds that you earn from your partnership program, and regardless of what country you're in, you can withdraw that money using the payment gateways that you have in our platform, in our website. It's payment gateways, crypto, and in some countries you can transfer to your bank cards. So, Rosa, I don't understand your question entirely. So, friends, next. As for, just give me a second. I saw another question here. Those who will not finish their installments before the 31st of December, will they receive remuneration in 2026? I think you won't get your remuneration if you haven't yet finished paying your installment plan, because your name is added to the register once you actually obtain those pre-IPO shares. You see? And the registry won't know how many shares you have or how many shares have been allocated to a particular user. So once you finish your installment plans, and if you, for example, pay it off early, then there will be a recalculation. Some bonus might be added. And then you will be entitled to a different amount of remuneration. So if you finish paying your installment plan in 2026, then that's the year you will be entitled to receive remuneration for, but not for the year 2025. So, guys, if you're expecting remuneration or hopes, if you have hopes to be paid remuneration next year, then it would be logical on your side to finish your installment plans, to close them this year. Especially remember that when we launched the rebranding promotion, that promotion was intended to be over by the end of the year. I understand that we still have partners who purchase current projects, packages, sorry, and they have 5 months to finish their installment plans. And you will be able to do so in RSW systems, but the pre-IPO shares that you purchased in those packages will not be counted towards the total number of shares for your enumeration in 2026. Rosa says, I'm talking about bonus funds. I'm 85 years old. Well, congratulations. That's a very good age. You're a very active partner, and you have my respect. Thank you very much for being part of our community, being part of our activity. The remaining money in RSW systems will be moved to Micron Global? No, unfortunately not. We will not be able to transfer the remaining balance from RSW systems to the Micron Global. You can use that money to increase your current investment portfolio if you want to. So this is something you need to remember. So the remaining balance. Yes, I covered that question. What else? Currents. Oh, sorry, colleagues. I'm sorry. Please use Google Translate to translate your question into Russian and then paste the translation into chat. Okay. So someone is asking if I have shares on SWC, can they register on Micron Global without getting registered in RSW? RSW. Well, look, if you have pre-IPO shares in SWC, those shares, the entries are kept in the registry. It doesn't matter. on what platform you purchased those pre-IPO shares. Your data will still be synchronized. Don't worry. On which platform we will be able to interact with the support if you're a passive investor. So in other words, how a passive investor can talk to support on which platform. Igor, this is you asking. We will still have support on RSW systems, but sometime later it will be disabled. I think for the next one, probably 2 years, we will still have technical support working for RSW systems. However, after the expiry of that period, we won't have technical support any longer on RSW systems. You will have to solve your issues on the new platform. Yeah, I think that's how it's going to be. As for as for the certificates, I already said that on the 4th of November, we do not deliver certificates any longer. There is no point anymore. The first reason is because there are some logistics issues related to international shipment. And then the second reason is that the certificate does not bear any legal value or legal force. The actual legal document is your name in the shareholders registry, and you can print out the certificate from the back office. So if you want to have a paper certificate, then in the Micron Global, you will be able to download the PDF of your certificate. You can download it and print it out, or you can print it out with a quality printer in colors, and you will have a nice looking certificate. So you will have this opportunity. You will be able to, I repeat, download the certificate from your back office and then print it out and enjoy looking at it. Mr. Kumar, you keep asking irrelevant questions. You're asking about the Nepal project. Go to the website and read about it. You're asking about dividends. I have already covered that question today and during my previous meetings. So if you keep asking questions I already answered, and if you keep asking questions that are irrelevant to this current topic, I will simply block you from the chat. So please hear me out. Today we are talking about a different topic. Transition from RSW systems to Micron Global. I won't be answering other questions. Dmitry is asking whether the referral structure from RSW systems will be moved to Micron Global, how our referral team is going to be built on the new platform, the team of the existing partners. A very important question. A very important question. We raised that question when we started talking about the transition to the Micron Global platform. We allow our partners to build their structure from scratch on Micron Global. Why did we decide to do that? A lot of partners who were in SWIG had huge partnership networks. And once GTI terminated their agreement with SWIG, a lot of partners who had structures numbering tens and thousands of people, they moved to other platforms. And people lost their kind of assets. This is one. Second, the Micron Global marketing plan has a different mechanism. On the RSW systems platform, the current marketing plan is a linear marketing plan, compensation plan. It doesn't have a career ladder. It doesn't involve building a huge partnership network because we have just 5 lines to get commission from. So it is logical and correct and fair if you want to build a career out of your affiliate marketing, then you will be given a chance to build your team from scratch on Micron Global. So if you want to be as productive as possible in the RSW systems, you can reach out to your partners, current active partners, and you can, once you familiarize with the updated marketing plan, and we'll be talking about it tomorrow at our closed meeting, you will be able to build your new structure on Micron Global the way you see fit. And you need to get ready for it. Whom to place in your first line, whom to place in your second line, etc., etc. So you need to think in advance. We won't be migrating your structures to the new platform, but because it doesn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense because in the old marketing plan we have 5 lines. In the new marketing plan we have lots of lines. So there won't be literal migration of your team, because when you move to the new marketing plan, you still have contacts to your partners, and you can build the structure the way you want to have it by giving the referral link to people you want. Next, and one more thing, very important issue, considering that many partners investors who came from Swig, many of those people are now spread across under different sponsors. They are either registered under the company's names or other people's name. So we need to preserve a balance here. And this is what we're trying to maintain, a balance, by implementing a new system. Igor says country restrictions will affect the attracting of investors. So should we still do it using admixed reality? Of course you should. For example, even if a person lives in a, let's say, prohibited country and they used to be an investor, they still can participate in the partnership program. For sure, you're not banned from taking advantage of the partnership program. You can earn commission and build your partner network. So those restrictions will not affect such people, no matter what country you're from. Will Belarusians be able to invest on the new platform? Yes, Belarus citizens will be able to invest on the new platform. Will we still have internal transfers in the RSW systems? Will it be kept? Because a lot of partners are paying installments and they need to have access to internal transfers. Yes, internal transfers will be preserved on RSW systems. Can I change my sponsor if I have no connection to that sponsor anymore? Stoyanova Stefka is asking. Yes, you can. And it is easily done. Because when you register on Micron Global platform, you simply choose whom you want to work with. And you will ask their referral link of the person whom you would like to see as your sponsor. Of course, Ukrainians will be able to invest in Micron Global. We will have just restrictions applicable to a handful of regions or countries, and we will have information on the website about it. So, as for tomorrow's meeting, dear colleagues, tomorrow's meeting is intended for those investors and those partners and clients of RSW systems who decided to continue being active participants of the partnership program. For those partners who would like to build their careers and start changing their financial condition thanks to active crowd investing activities. And at tomorrow's meeting, we will look into all the advantages of the updated platform, Micron Global. We'll talk about the future plans and events that will await us in 2026 once the Micron Global platform is launched. Or let's call it MG, Micron Global, okay? And in part, tomorrow we will take a look at the updated back office. We will take a look at the updated marketing plan, and you will assess your prospects of working with us. So tomorrow's meeting, I repeat, is aimed at people who are going to be active partners, who already have teams or who would like to build their new teams and take advantage of the partnership program, and who would like to understand how they can make money in the near future and in the long future, far future. So tomorrow we're going to familiarize with the updated back office and the updated compensation plan. Colleagues, those of you who ask questions, did you receive your answers? How to get access to tomorrow's meeting? Someone is asking. I didn't find it. I think we have that information in our channel. I think it was published today at 6:59. So we have this information. I'm not sure we have published this information over the website, but we should have. How to register partners on RSW systems if partners changed their email or telephone number. Do you mean RSW or MG? Well, as for the loss of email or changing of telephone number, we have support, customer support, and first of all, you go to them. So you're saying RSW systems. Well, if you're talking about RSW systems, probably you were in SWIG and now you would like to create an account in RSW systems to have the old data synchronized with RSW systems first, and then Micron Global. So you have this problem, kind of technical problem. So please address the customer support. They will help you out. Okay, friends, I repeat, if you want your questions answered, translate those questions into Russian first using Google Translate. Okay? Should we register new people in RSW systems before the launch of Micron Global? Why not? You are now allowing people to make use of the good discount 144, and also you kind of preparing them for the decision not only to become an investor but also an active partner. So you won't be able to build a huge structure in RSW systems. Someone saying the 144 discount will be kept only for those who purchase a package before the MG is launched. After the MG is launched, the discount will not be 144 anymore. It will be 30% lower, and you won't be able to buy it again. So if you register a person on RSW systems, they purchase a package, you will make commission from the partnership program. So yes, there is sense in inviting people right now because you will earn commission and they will purchase packages. But you won't be able to build huge structures on the old platform. So yes, there is point in still inviting investors into the old platform. You won't be able to build a huge structure anyhow. But you can get ready for, building a big structure on the new platform. So until when the discount will be preserved? Well, until such day when the new platform is launched. So you will have still today and tomorrow, I'm sure, and probably early December, the current discount will be kept while we're still working with our systems. Surrender Verma. Use, please, Google Translate to translate your question into Russian. So right now, here's the deal. Once the new website is launched, there will still be some nuances that we'll have to correct. For example, translation mistakes or errors. And if, for example, you speak Italian, Spanish, or other languages, and you see some errors, you can provide your feedback through support. So we will need your help in making our platform better. So thank you very much for bringing this topic up. So I see a comment. Hello, do I understand it correctly? If a partner has a back office in SWC, once they register in RSW, their pre-IPO shares will be moved to that back office. Not entirely, because if you're a client of SWC, the history of your purchases will not be migrated to the RSW. The only thing you will have is your extract from the registry, because the shareholder registry is one for everyone. And that's where all the investors' data are. For example, some investors have back offices on different platforms, SWIG, SWC, RSW. But right now, we're talking about the RSW systems platform. So if we have a client on our RSW systems, they will be transferred to Micron Global. And if a partner didn't have an RSW systems back office in RSW systems, then they won't be able, then their data will not be migrated to Micron Global because we don't have data from other platforms except our platform. So we have a question from India in Russian. I have a question. Some of our friends had invested in it, in technology, I guess, through TNG Swig at that time, but his account has not been created on the RSW platform with the same Gmail and mobile number. Even after that, his pre-IPO shares have not come on the RSW platform. Please tell us about it. How do we get them into the RSW account? Well, for the Swig clients and Swig investors, those who invested through Swig, you need to register on RSW systems with the same email that you used in Swig, because the email is the only common denominator, is the only common factor. This is A. And B, the pre-IPO shares should have been bought before March 2020. After March 2020, no synchronization was made because in February 2020, GTI stopped collaboration with Swig. So everything that happened before March 2020 will be synchronized if you use the same email. This is important. Same email, and it should have happened before March 2020. As for the 15% pre-IPO shares, SS is asking, I already said that those 15% shares will be credited to your back office on RSW very, very soon because this process is done manually, not automatically. The technical, IT, and financial department will handle it. And since it is done manually, we don't have enough manpower to do it because all the manpower is used in launching the new platform. Don't worry about the 15 extra. It will happen by the end of the year. Those who, of course, have the right to be credited those extra pre-IPO shares. Don't worry. Yes, the rebranding platform, promotion will be extended until the launch of the new platform. Once the MG platform is launched, that's when the rebranding promotion will be over. The rebranding package most probably will not be valid anymore. It will stop. It will not be available in RSW systems anymore. If I have RSW registration but no verification, should I pass the verification or should I wait for the launch of MG? Well, Olga, look, as for the verification, you will still have to go through the verification on Micron Global. So those things are not connected, not related. You will still have to pass verification. You still have to do verification in RSW systems because without verification on RSW systems, you cannot be a full owner of your shares because this is part of the process, legalization. Because for your name to be added to the registry, you need to verify yourself. That's it. Verification is necessary for both platforms. Colleagues, let me take a look if I haven't missed anything. I think I answered all the questions. Alexander, I already mentioned about the technical support. Yes, the technical support will work for some time on the old platform after it's closed. Yes, clients will be supported on the old platform for quite some time, maybe 1 or 2 years. Anyways, we will still publish a series of videos. I will publish a series of videos that you will be able to see when you access your RSW systems account. And those videos will be telling you about all the changes that are happening right now. So don't worry. Everyone will be notified, informed about the changes that are happening and will be happening. Okay, colleagues, if you don't have any more questions, then I can recap our meeting. And if you have questions, please, those questions should be on point. Can I change my sponsor if I don't have any connection to that sponsor? Yes, I already answered that question. Stefka, I already answered the question about changing your sponsor. Yes, you can change your sponsor and choose the person you would like to work with on the new platform. And then you are saying, I have money on my bonus account. I would like to purchase a new package. Please do so, of course, and take advantage of the exclusive discount that we're offering right now. This is high time for you to do so. DNK is asking, how can I remove my passport photo from RSW once I move to MG if I don't use RSW anymore? Why should you remove your passport photo from the old back office? It's your back office, nobody else's. It's a good archive for you. It's a good backup archive for you if something happens. If you want to change something, then write to the support. Natalia is asking, will we have to give our sponsor's name when we register on MG? Yes, it's a mandatory requirement. Let me tell you, put it this way. Active work can be carried out only if you have the support of your sponsor, who is also an active partner. So yes, you will need your sponsor. Says, I have two back offices. I am verified in one and not verified in the other. Contact support and they will combine your accounts because you can't do multi-accounting. You should have only one account. So referral money will not be moved from RSW to Micron Global. It will be kept in RSW. Dmitry says, will the new platform be hosted on an international domain like RSW? Yes, MG will also be on the international domain. So here's the thing. So you're worried that you won't be able to access it from Russia, right? Because some services are blocked for certain residents of certain citizens, depending on the provider, internet provider restrictions or service provider restrictions. Some local providers in different regions, they block access not only to our website or our web resources, but to other websites as well. So here's what I can tell you. Our specialist will be addressing this question, this issue. So there are several ways how to address it. For example, if we won't be able to address it fully, then many people use VPNs to bypass internet providers' restrictions to access different websites. So VPN is a good solution. This is not a problem on our side or obstacle on our side. It's the obstacle put up by your internet provider. I understand, Dmitry. Yes, that you can't, in some regions you can't access admin reality in Russia. Yes, but it's not a restriction we imposed. If I change my email in RSW, can't I register on Micron Global? No. If you change your email in RSW, use the same changed email on Micron Global. In other words, when you register on MG, use the email that you use in RSW. That's it. The payment methods available right now in RSW will be remained, and they will also be added to Micron Global, and probably other payment gateways and methods will be added to Micron Global, in addition to ones available on RSW. So I purchased pre-IPO shares in Swig in 2018, and my shares were transferred to RSW. Everything is good. Yes, everything is good. If you're verified, everything is good. So let's recap, because I see there are no more relevant questions left unanswered, and the main technical questions have been answered and discussed and answered. So let's do a summary of what we discussed today. First, in order for you to move to the new platform, Micron Global, you need to use the same email that you used in RSW systems. In this case, your personal data will be synchronized, and the extracts from the registry and the pre-IPO shares will be also displayed on Micron Global. The main message here, why we need to move to Micron Global, is quite simple, quite clear. The reason is, if you want to be active partner and if you want to build your career. Why it's important? I told about it during my last meetings because UST is still between venture and investment project. And right now, activity in crowd investing is directly proportionate to how much money you can earn by being an active partner. And it will also positively influence the speed with which the company will be able to capitalize its assets. Because right now, crowd investing is the main source of funding for the entire group of companies, GTI. So once we move to the Micron Global platform, we will be able, all the clients will be able of Micron Global to lay the foundation for their very productive work for the next 10, 15 years, because Dr. Unitsky's portfolio of inventions and technologies is so big that there will still be work for dozens of years ahead. It doesn't mean that we will be investing only in GTI. No, no, not necessarily. Crowd investing as a fundraising mechanism can be used to participate in different UST commercial targeted projects. We can use crowd investing and Micron Global platform to participate in other Dr. Niski's inventions and technologies like eco houses, like the implementation or building of new plants for the production of biohumus, Uterra trademark, and a number of other technologies that can be implemented and should be implemented. So the Micron Global platform and participation in the partnership program allows us to build long-term relations and will allow us to build our partnership network that can become a huge source of your income because you are able to make money from the process. And this is what we're going to talk about tomorrow in very much detail about how the crowd investing mechanism system will be developing on our platform and what kind of prospects we're going to have. So tomorrow at 5 p.m. Moscow time, we're going to discuss it. So I invite you to that meeting because there won't be any recording of that meeting. That will be a closed meeting, and I will give some additional important information for active partners who who see themselves as active partners. So what else I wanted to say? I lost the train of my thought. It came and then it went. Well, it doesn't. Well, probably I'll catch up with it later. Dmitry, meanwhile, says creating a mobile app will allow us to access the new platform without restrictions. When you announced the creation of MG, you also mentioned the creation of an MG app. Well, yes, we yes, it is quite a lot of work to create an app, but the website is very well adapted to mobile devices. So there is no need for a specific app for now. But as for the mobile app as a way to bypass restrictions, then probably it can become a solution, but not right now. So here's what I wanted to say. Yes, I now remembered. Some time ago, a a video was recorded, an interview where Dmitry Slusar took an interview from me regarding the creation and launch of MG. Very soon on our channel, we will publish a shortened version of that interview on the verge of the launch of MG for you to refresh your memory and to about this particular event. So after watching this video, many of the questions that you still have unanswered will be answered, and you will have some structure in your head why we're doing it and what kind of prospects are awaiting us in the near future. So, friends, I insistently recommend follow the news, and once that short video is interview is published on our channel, please watch it. Okay, friends, I see one more question. The 4 shares of high-speed transportation, when will they be issued? Well, it's not about them being issued. It was a bonus to the package that contained tickets to the conference on non-rocket space exploration conference. So, and the buyers of those tickets have reserved their name in the shareholders registry, right? So it's not about shares being issued. Shares are already issued. What needs to be done is your name to be added to the shareholders registry in the high speed hub in the United States. So it's in progress right now. Dr. Unitsky always is true to his word, and all the investors who are entitled to those American company shares will receive those shares. So that bonus will be duly credited to those people. Their names will be added. Right now, the legal process is being formalized in order to do it all correctly, because the United States have their own legislation, quite specific legislation that you cannot break in any form. So don't worry, those shares will be given to you. Someone is asking, when is tomorrow's meeting? At 5 p.m. Moscow time, or 6 p.m. Kiev time, or 3 p.m. European time, and then make your adjustments for India, Vietnam, etc. It's 5 p.m. because it's a kind of a middle time in between. It will be good for people who live in the Far East, who live in the Indian region, East Europe, Central Europe, and Americas. So I will be waiting for active partners at the closed meeting tomorrow. All the information in our Telegram channel and about the closed meeting, and you will get the instruction how to get there. Valery says, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for the meeting. And Natalia says, thank you for your answers. Dear colleagues, on my behalf, I would like to tell you thank you for your attendance, for your active, professional, rational participation, and for your attention that you showed. Okay, friends. So our regular meeting will be held next Saturday on the 6th of December. It will be early winter. And the closed meeting will be held tomorrow. So with many of you, we will meet tomorrow at 5 p.m. Moscow time. And with the rest of our partners and clients of RSW Systems and the investors, we will meet on a at a regular time at 7 p.m. Moscow time. So have a nice evening, and thank you for your attendance. Bye bye.